The last few weeks, the point is, we've been seeing this card do cool stuff. And here's the deal, right? Here's what we do on the channel. Sometimes a new card will start to make a splash or something, or a couple of weeks into a format, and then that deck will slowly evolve over time until it's got its slots correct and all that stuff. And, you know, it'll try out new things a card at a time until it gets the shell correct and blah, blah, blah. But what we've decided to do on the channel, as we so often do, is do, in the first week after a card is proven that it's decent, we will do the stupidest possible thing with it. We're going to take it all the way and throw the poop against the wall as hard as it will possibly, as hard as we can fling it, right? And see what sticks. So this is not like, I imagine, a lot of the Fable of the Mirror Breaker decks that you'll see. I've also seen a Boros Fable of the Mirror Breaker deck that copies interesting stuff. It can instant speed copy Guardian of Faith, I think it's called, the thing that you can phase out your whole team if you want to. And turns out that can be really good on command against meat hook maskers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like weird stuff to do with Fable, but what's the dumbest thing? Like if we're gonna try to do the stupidest thing you can do with a card, go all the way, right? How do we do that? Well, sometimes to take a step or two forward, I think we need to look back, right? Especially look into some nooks and crannies that we haven't looked into a while and see if we can find any light shining through. And I think that Giants is a pretty good place to explore this deck. Fable of the Mirror Breaker can make a thing that copies creatures once a turn, basically. Now note that this isn't legendary, so you get multiple copies, you can copy multiple dudes. That gets pretty sick. So what we're going to do in this deck is play Giants, because Basalt Ravager can come into play once a turn and shock or bolt something, right? Like kill something on the other side of the table, or, you know, hit our opponent once a turn in the face, kind of clock them, right? Calamity Bearer is also interesting because it stacks. You see, if you have 2 copies of Calamity Bearer, then you'll do more. You'll double. Anyway, having multiples of these out, good, right? So if you copy one with a Kiki-Jiki, profit. That's, I guess, the term I'll use. Quakebringer, also kind of interesting, just because it's a big dude. It's a big old boy, but there's an interesting little trick you can do here. When it goes to your opponent's instep, note how this is worded. You sacrifice the token that you make with this at the beginning of the next instep. So if it's your opponent's instep and you create a copy of Quakebringer, you get to have it around for your turn. So you'll do extra damage with Quakebringer during your upkeep. So that's another cool reason. Very techie reason why you might want to play Giants with Kiki-Jiki. But aside from that, we can play Changelings. We still have Changelings in this standard, so we can play Mass Vandal, copy it over and over, remove stuff from our graveyard, blow up those artifacts and enchantments that everyone's playing. Prosperous Innkeeper is ramp, but we can also just make copies of Innkeeper, get more treasures, maybe make a copy of Innkeeper, play another creature, and then we'll gain more life. That could come up from time to time, right? So the deck does weird stuff. The deck does weird stuff, but it's, at the end of the day, it's still just kind of a mid-range deck, right? Quakebringer, Calamity Bearer, Basalt Ravager form an interesting core of like largish creatures that swing for a lot of damage. So we got that going on. Fable of the Mirror Breaker can just be kind of used normally, you know, like, you know, it's really impactful to copy a Calamity Bearer or Quakebringer for obvious reasons. Look at their text box, but they're also just big guys. Like if I copy a Quakebringer with a Fable, like if I use Fable of the Mirror Breaker like fairly and just copy a big guy, I'm still, you know, I get to swing with 10 power that turn. So even if you're using it fairly, it's still pretty good. The little guy this makes on chapter 1 can ramp you into these bigger guys in case you don't draw into your lands. Realm Walker is kind of a card advantage engine in a way if you have like Giants on top of your deck. We have some good removal in the deck. Thundering Rebuke to kill large-ish stuff. The deck does have some foibles, but it does have all the kind of things that a mid-range deck needs, you know? It's got like a sweeper that doesn't hit any of our creatures. It's got decent-ish removal. It's got ways to gain a little bit of life and ramp as well. It's got ways to kill unconventional card types like artifacts and enchantments, so it's got that dimension to it. It can draw cards, sort of, with a Realm Waker, so there's a little bit more dimension to the deck than there may appear to be most Giants decks in the format. Power Dragon! Power Dragon! Yeah, I think a Braid is probably better than Cathartic Pyre. or not Cathartic Pyre, but Kami's Flare. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Why didn't I have a Braid in here? It's like the easiest, most obvious thing. Why isn't a Braid in there? We need it. There it is. My braid is 100 times better. Just play that. Alright, first game. Opponent goes first. We start with 2 Fables in our hand, though, and that's good. Earlier when I was playing with this deck, I don't think the deck realized that it's a Fable of the Mirror Breaker deck. You know? There's no reason to start on Rockfall Vale here. So I'll just play the Mountain. Crush the Weak may be important in this game. Take the one from the battery. They do nothing else. That's a bit of a surprise. Well, I don't know if I want to crush the weak just yet. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I want to crush the weak next turn. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But if I'm going to crush the weak, I don't want to play Innkeeper just yet. We don't necessarily like need the mana. It's not a big deal. Next turn we draw Quakebringer, and I'll feel really bad about that. It's like against Innkeeper, or against Mono Red, maybe you want Innkeeper to come down like as quickly as possible. So you gain some life, but... Wow, you're really not gonna do anything, are you? I feel like if I abrade you now, you're gonna play a Restless Stormseeker, or Reckless Stormseeker next turn, so... I should probably just let you have a turn worth of free damage and say go. I should probably do it. Nothing. Wow. Wow, dude, you're really riding this rabbit battery, aren't you? I love it. I love it. Okay, well. Cool. I guess we can kill the battery with a Basalt Ravager. It's probably going to get shocked or something. But, kind of don't care. I guess I can play Innkeeper and then hold up the Abrade. Is that better? I'm not really sure. I really don't want to trade a 4-drop for a 1-drop, but they've already played their play with fire. You'd think they would have hit us in the face again by now if they had another one. I'm going to go for it. At least kills their battery. Let's pay 4 mana to kill their 1-drop. Yeah, they have an Abrade. Alright, good card. So now we don't get to kill anything. Yeah, they just swing with Den. We got played this game. Got played hard. Alright, so now we just hold the Abrade up. I guess we play Realm Walker. Stave off the attack. Play Giant. See if they come in with the Den. What a weird game. Opponent with a weirdly cosmic brain this whole time. We take 2 here. Can't afford to waste the Abrade. Pretty amazing, honestly. It's like, let's crush and then hold up the Abrade, I guess. I could Prosperous Innkeeper too and then still have mana for Abrade. Screw it, let's crush. Innkeeper. See if it gets killed. No removal spell yet. Play their land. They have 2 cards left. They pass, too. They're not going to come in with Den. Interesting. Alright. I guess we just Calamity Bear. Could also just, like, double Fable here, but then we wouldn't have a Braid open, so I don't love that. It's like, how does this deck, Mono Red, deal with Calamity Bear? I guess, like, Thundering Rebuke or something. I mean, we're playing the card. But let's just start gaining some life. Do we have to keep this Abrade up? Is it imperative that we keep the Abrade up? When we gain another life, we play Fable and go ahead and get a clock on it going. I don't know. I'd just rather hold the Abrade up, to be honest. I think safety is better. Yeah, I'm attacking with Innkeeper. Right after I said I think safety is better. There's no reason to attack with that. Yeah, heated debate. Well, actually, maybe that'll make them want to attack with Den of the Bugbear and we can Abrade it. Gonna Rabbit Battery. Okay. They're not gonna... Okay. Alright. I'm not wasting the Abrade. The Abrade is for the Den at this point. It could be for something else, depending on what happens. Well, I guess Mass Vandal is a free removal spell, so that's good. Let's scoop it up. I mean, even with the, like, weirdly awkward play, that kind of just shows that all you have to do sometimes is be patient. It's like, I don't have to play these cards yet. I don't have to play this card. Why would I play this card? So, one way or the other. I think holding off on the Innkeeper was probably for the best, so we ran them out of removal spells and such. And then we played our life-gaining thing. That's hard for them to get through. So I'm so confused by your plays. Yeah, in some ways I was too. Why not Foretell? I think I was holding up mana for the Abrade in that case. Opponent goes first. And it's pretty decent against aggro and such. So we'll see about it. Goblin Javelin here. Okay, aggro deck. Get some haste damage in on us. Mass Vandal or Prosperous Innkeeper turn 2. It's actually kind of a tougher call than it looks like. Yeah, it may have been like weird play patterns from me in that first game, but I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't. I think we actually like weirdly did it correct in that game. I guess I could Mass Vandal this turn if I wanted. I don't think they're going to play like something I got to bust up with this. I may be wrong. But if we play Innkeeper, it dies to our own rebuke. We could also foretell the Crush, but do I care? Do I care? Do I just want to spend all 3 mana next turn on the Crush? Maybe not. What I don't want to do is take a buttload of damage. I'm going to go Mass Vandal here. Still opens us up to a line where we crush the weak, and then they, like, 1 mana removal spell, or Mass Vandal, but whatever. If they waste a removal spell on the Vandal here, I'll be happy with that. They can't activate the Battlecry Goblin in that case, unless it's a 1 mana spell, but there's no 1 mana spell here that kills Vandal. They're not playing Snow-Covered Mountains. They can't bite Frost. So if they crash in, I'm more than happy. They don't. Cool. Super awesome. Well, let's play the Veil. And then sit back and think. I think we probably just crush now and see if they scoop to that. Very likely. Probably, if we don't crush now, they may play that 3 mana Anthem effect, which would kind of suck. No attacks. They play hasty dudes in their deck. I think we'd rather just block and be patient. Fireblade Charger. Fireblade. Innkeeper is the thing. Okay. I'm going to just Innkeeper into Realm Walker here. We could hold up removal, but I think if we get this board going and we gain a life and all that, it should be fine. Watch us need the treasure next turn to play a big dude that we draw. A little surprising we haven't drawn big dudes. It's mostly been small fries. We get a land next turn. It's kind of lame. I see a pair of goblins. No attacks. But honestly, this hand is probably sustainable. If I use removal on the Realm Walker, I'll feel kind of bad. Dragon's Fire. I wonder if that means they just randomly have, Goldspan or something. Did they kill our Vandal here? Ooh, no, they burn bright! Nice. A player after my own heart. I can definitely support burn bright stuff. Let's just get into, no aggro player wants to deal with Prosperous Innkeepers, especially considering they're out of cards in their hand, so yeah, we got removal. It's fine. Opponent goes, if we're up against aggro, we look pretty decent here. Haven't seen a blue source tonight. It's another red deck. Like, what is happening? Why is everyone playing red tonight? I didn't get the memo. D's, another red source. Smoldering Egg. Okay, so it's not the kind of deck that maybe I thought it was. Let's play Spikefield Hazard tap this turn. Is this really mono red? Or mono red burn or something? I bet it's mono red burn. In it. I know your tricks. Well, let's try and cast Fable. See if they kill the 2/2. They almost certainly will. I guess we have to save the Rebuke. I mean, I could kill the Smoldering Egg, but I don't think that I'm like really in danger yet. I think I'd just rather get Fable on the table. Fable on the table. Yeah, Igneous Inspiration says just burn. Just a burn deck. I'm just like, you burn people. I don't blame you. It's fun. We get an Introduction to Annihilation. What would I discard here? Quakebringer, certainly. And a Crush the Weak. Let's get some fresh cards. Assault Ravager's cool. Good land to play. Rockfall Vale. So go ahead and kill the egg. I'm gonna foretell the Quakebringer. I want to play the Ravager before the Bringer here. I don't want this Quakebringer to get exiled by the introduction. But they intro... Oh, neat. Get a lot of mana value on that. They intro the Kiki-Jiki. They don't want us to do tricks. So I think we just play Quakebringer here. Sega. And if they want to put this in our yard, that's fine. It won't deal damage next turn if they put it in our yard now, but... Quakebringer, when I was playing games with this deck earlier, Quakebringer turned out to be really, really good. Invoke Calamity. Are you going to exile the Quakebringer with the intro? What else could you do? Probably just play intro, but then we get to draw another card, and I guess I'll feel fine with that. I don't like the exile, but I do like drawing cards. So it is just straight up burn. It's just Invoke Calamity. Wow, a third Basalt Ravager. You okay, Arena? Arena is sure this is a Basalt Ravager deck. They know, man. Let's first blood our opponent here. Let's hold up a removal spell rather than foretell. Hold up Beseiju. I don't think we'll be needing Beseiju, but I've been wrong a bunch. Like a billion times a day, so... Wonder if they decide to go for the mascots. No, they get another introduction to Annihilation. Okay. I can take it. Just keep playing magic cards here. It's Basalt Ravager, one to the face. I get the feeling we will run out of gas before they do. The learns are probably going to be pretty impressive, or pretty important for them. What you got? Nothing? We draw a land. Man, that's kind of a lot of lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lands is a lot. Play another Basalt Ravager. It's going to get killed. Gotta draw some business here eventually. It's gotta happen, right? It's gotta happen. I guess there's no excuse not to foretell this. I mean, I guess... There's a world where I Beseiju and a Braid in the same turn, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yep, Flame Blessed Bolt. All of our 2 toughness guys getting wrecked. Man. Another land. Cool. Cool. 10 lands out of 20 cards. Actually 11 because we drew the Beseiju too, so... Yep. Playing at over 50% lands drawn so far. Which is where you want to be. Smoldering Egg comes down. Cool. We get a Prosperous Innkeeper. Well, that's a creature. That is a creature. I guess we'll get a 2 for 1 on this egg, but whatever. I don't think they play too many creatures, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do play Goldspan or something. Well, we have a dude on the board. Something. We don't even have a creature. That's another fun thing here, is that we've drawn 11 lands and we haven't drawn a creature land yet, which is really strange. We draw another Innkeeper. What a weird game! What a weird game of Magic this is, dude. You imagine the business we'd be in if we had a layer of the Hydra right now? We would win this game. We had a layer of the Hydra. A Braid, all right. Yes, please keep using this removal on, like, Prosperous Innkeepers and stuff. Masked Vandal. Well, not gonna be blowing anything up with it, but thanks for another 1-power dude, Arena. This is one of those times where Arena tries to teach you a lesson. Frostbite. Nice. Let's get these removal spells out of their hand. Let's go. We'll feel real happy when we draw a real card eventually. There's a land. Cool. That card is a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, 11. So now it's 11 out of 24. That's under 50%. I guess we can be happy about that. Opponent's still on 6 lands. They're drawing business over there. They go and get the start from scratch. Ooh, maybe they don't play mascots. There's a Calamity Bear. Well, I guess we'll get to draw a card, won't we? Let's end the turn. What a silly card. Or what a silly match. Oh, they have a Thundering Rebuke for that. We don't get to draw a card. Silly me. There's another Prosperous Innkeeper. Third one in the last 5 cards. Alright. Arena's so weird. Like, if Arena was your friend, you would have to ask Arena if it was alright. I see that you're pranking me all the time, and I think it may actually be a symptom of a larger problem. Are you okay? Alright. Another lands. You seem, oddly confrontational tonight, Arena. There's a play with fire. Cool. Well, at least opponent finally drew some burn to launch in our face. I feel like it's been forever for them too. Just 4th Prosperous Innkeeper in our deck. Nice. Nice. The 4th one out of how many cards? Like 7? That's so weird. Arena having a totally normal one tonight. Yeah, braid it. Please, by all means, braid it. Totally down for that. We're going to lose this game. I'm just letting y'all know. Like, I just really don't see a world where we win this game unless we draw the Fable of the... Not the Fable, but the Lair of the Hydra. I think Lair of the Hydra is probably the key to this one. But it may never happen. Game has just been so weird. Oh, nice! They got a Biblioplex. That's cool. Sweet play. Thundering Rebuke on the 2/2. Alright. 1 million removal spells. We draw lands. Yeah, let's discard this garbage. Thanks, Kiki-Jiki. Yeah! Yeah! Some actual cards. It's Quakebringer. It's Mass Vandal. Sure, I'll play both. I'll do it. I want to have a high chance of having at least one of these out next turn. So that we can get 2 damage off of the Quakebringer that's still in our yard. Then I'll feel very good. Invoke? Oh my god. They draw Invoke. We draw lands. Alright, Rebuke the Quakebringer. Cool, cool. Super cool. Delicious, delicious beans. Kill the Vandal. It's so funny, dude. We draw a Rebuke, which we'll probably like never use. I don't know, maybe they'll draw their Smoldering Egg this turn. This dude does not have haste, so... But, if we draw a Calamity Baron next turn, we might be able to copy it, swing with the copy. But I doubt it. You gonna finally use this intro, dude? Yeah. Oh, we get to draw a card. It's a land. Arena. Arena just really doing it tonight, man. I love it. What a miserable game. Oh, they put one on top. That's not a good sign. Not at all. We got a Rending Flame, which can kill this Realm Walker. It's so funny. Well, let's have a giant on top. We do. Oh no! Wow, it's amazing. We actually did it. Oh, we have another. Oh, let's go! Let's go! It's actually happening. Oh, we have another giant on top too, guys. This is kind of amazing. This is kind of amazing in a way. All right, sweet. Thanks. Oh my God, we did it. Oh, Realm Walker, thank you so much. Thank you. All you have to do is persevere, and you'll be rewarded sometimes. Opponent goes. Wow, dude. Opponent goes. Learn to live with it, I guess. And you know, this is not a great hand. But I think I want it. I think that if we stick Masked Vandal, then Basalt Ravager can shock something, and that might be good enough. We'll see. Evolving Wilds, that probably means Crab. Probably. Let's layer the Hydra, and do we not need to courtesy tap this card anymore? Do we not? We pop the Wilds. We don't need to courtesy tap. Wow, I hadn't even noticed that, guys. We don't need to courtesy tap this card anymore. It is Crab. It is the Crab. Well, we have Quakebringer. So hopefully they mill a few of those into our yard. Let's kill this Crab while we have the chance. I think that's the right idea. Sorry, Talum. Maybe you got another one. Crab players always have a second Crab. Well, the expressive iteration. Try to find their Crab that way. Blue Source. Come on, Blue Source. Oh, I was really hoping they'd get Crab there. Like, for their own sake. I was like, come on, you can get Crab. You can crab it up real good. I guess we'll foretell the bringer. Faster we play it, the faster it'll get into our graveyard, which is... I'd rather have it out than swinging and all that. There's a Tasha's. Hit enough big stuff. It did. That didn't hit a whole lot of cards at all. We draw a land, but again, I didn't word it correctly, so we draw a tapped land. Silly me, right? Let's just play a Vandal. Tasha's number 2. Oh, that one took a lot of cards. That one took like 15 cards. Must have been a lot of lands then. There's a lot of huge stuff in this deck. Alright, so Quakebringer 1. But there's still plenty of Quakebringers. There are still plenty of Quakebringers. Sucks that a lot of them appear to be in our hand or foretold, but whatever. That was 2 Tashas right there. We might be able to stick it out. I played against Mill twice with this deck earlier and won both matchups, but double Tashas at the very beginning of the game is probably really bad. That second Tasha's was pretty hungry too. Took a lot of cards. Crush the Weak into Frostbite on the Bringer. That also exiles the Bringer. Pretty slick move on their part. If I have to give them some credit, I will here. Let's Quakebringer again. It's our best card against them. If they can't remove it here, next turn we get to drop Calamity Bearer. Field of Ruin. Crush. Oh, no, they're going to... Really, dude? Wow, the exact same play against Quakebringer. Exiles it again. That's really something that they can do that. Let's Basalt Ravager. That's kind of amazing. Really, though, that's... I guess the best we can say is that we, 4-for-2'd them on that. Let's play another Vandal. Just really... I should have played the Vandal first there. That was an obvious misplay on my part. Still kind of stuck on the last 2 turns they've taken. That's insane. Let's see if this is perhaps a counterspell, this last card in their hand. If it is, let's run out the Realm Walker first, right? Or can we not do that? Huh, I thought we had 3 mana left. I guess we make them have it. Yeah, let's make them have it. Even if they do have it, we've still got creatures in our hand, That'll be the end of the cards in their hand. So. Let's see if it's a Fading Hope. But even if it is, they take 4 here. Nope, they're going to take a bunch of damage. They go to 3. Looks like they got 1 turn left on their clock here. They're going to Field of Ruin the lair away, EOT, it looks like. Well. It'll also get a card out of our library if we let it. But we can decline, you see. At this point, I do think every card's going to matter. Crab. And they good game. All right. God, it always feels good to get mill. It always does, dude. Whew. Man. Yeah, I was really hoping we'd trigger Quakebringer this game once. It didn't happen. The games we played against mill earlier, we won because of Quakebringer. And apparently, this mill player has been traumatized by Quakebringer before. Really not a bad hand. We draw untapped land next turn and we're really good, but no guarantee. If we don't draw untapped land next turn, there's a problem. So let's see about it. Oh wow, Ruin Crab. I did, this time I said untapped land arena. This time I said it. Let's throw down the Spikefield Cave. Yikes. Well, that's okay. That's fine. They put 3 lands in our yard. We need those, Arena. Arena knows damn well we need those. That's why they did that. What's Fable? Thank God that resolved. I was really thinking Jwari was the case that they gave me there. No, they're gonna Fading Hope the token, so we won't get any extra mana next turn. Let's put that out of our mind. That was our way of getting the 4th mana in case we don't draw it. We weren't going to draw it for 3 turns either, by the way. Yep, 4 cards in a row weren't lands. So this is one of those games where Arena does not want us to get lands. But we get to discard cards here. Vandal. The rest of these cards are pretty good. But I guess Innkeeper. Yeah, Vandal and Innkeeper. That's fine. We get a land. That's great. Well, let's just start playing Calamity Bears. We have enough in our hand. Fading Hope is pretty good against us here, I will admit. Mill with an Evolving Wilds. They did get an Abrade the first time. They get a Thundering Rebuke that time. Quakebringer's our draw. Well, I say we try to stick this Calamity Bear. We do, somehow. See if opponent has another Fading Hope. I have a Behold. You have to block with this. I wonder if opponent knows they have to block with Crab. I'm so sorry. They go to 8. They're like, what? I'm at 8. I am now at 8. Okay, they Tasha's. They pull a fair number of cards, but it's not enough. Yeah, they scoop it up. Good stuff, opponent. Good stuff. We took him from 20 to 8. In one shot. And you could see, you could feel the pause. You could feel them be like, what happened? Calamity Bear stacks? Like, yes, it does. I was really hoping we get the 3rd one out. I really wanted that. Very badly. All right. We go first, everybody. We get to go first. I would like to remind everyone that I don't think we've been able to activate Kiki-Jiki even once tonight. Reflection, I think it's... Have we done it exactly once? I feel like we may have been able to do it one time. But precisely once. It's like, people have just not been having Kiki-Jiki tonight, dude. People are very scared. Don't be scared. Some sort of Sultai thing that plays Jungle Hollow and Hall of the Storm Giants. Makes me want to save this Masked Vandal. Field Trip. What is up? What are these decks tonight? I'm taking them. I like it. It's better than playing against the same like meta decks over and over. Although we did just play against Mono Green. But it wasn't really like the other Mono Green decks. So I'll give them that much. Alright, we Calamity Bearer, it dies, right? Let's Quakebringer instead. This is exactly the kind of deck I'm kind of freaked out about playing against. 1 million removal spells. Yeah. Yep, Power Word Kill. There's one of them. Let's count the removal spells, shall we? There's one. Realm Walker's our draw. Maybe this Lair of the Hydra will be great, you know. Sure. Sure. Calamity Bear. Let's swing for the fences. Also making it difficult to meat hook Massacre our board away. I was thinking about Basalt Ravager that turn and just hitting for one, but it's actually the worst possible play. Realm Walker, Mass Vandal, they could also meat hook that away. So they meat hook this away. That's a 1-for-1, and I'm not too worried about it. Instead, they march and go to 27, and I really don't like that. Let's Realm Walker. Select Giant. Sucks that that's a land. It sucks so much, dude. It sucks. We lost this one. We lost this. This is a control deck. We lose to these. Like I just don't know what we do against control decks. Like, we try to ride Quakebringer is probably the answer to that, but there's so much exile right now. It's really hard. Well, we did get to 1-for-1 them on a Massacre. That's good. It's a good thing we didn't play Vandal that turn. Prosperous Innkeeper comes down. Alright, we knew we were going to draw this land. Mass Vandal. Targeting the Massacre. Move the Realm Walker. I'm going to have to start really worrying about this Hall of the Storm Giant soon. And Assault Ravager. The Innkeeper away. Probably the best turn we're going to have this game. All other turns will be terrible. Lair of the Hydra for the opponent. Wouldn't be surprised to see them not do much here. Just hold up Hall. But no, they're going to Jin-Gitaxias. It's a really good card. You know, it's such a good card. It's Quakebringer. No attacks. Jin-Gitaxias. Keep in mind that this counters the first artifact or instant spell played. Also sorceries. But for them, it copies the first instant sorcery or artifact they play. So I don't really see us winning this game because these other two cards in their hand are removal spells. Yeah. They get back a Field Trip. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. After that, you get a Mascots. I thought they'd just get a removal spell, but no. They want to copy a Mascots. They want to live the dream. Oh, yeah, you get to copy Field Trip. So you do get to get a removal spell if you want one. Pest Summoning. Cool. Get a couple of pests. But we're really coming at them with the Quakebringers now. It's Realm Walker. Gigante. Ooh. Calamity Bearer. I'm doing it. We probably won't get this opening for the rest of the game, dude. So, let's get these dudes off the table. You can't gain life, brother. Sorry. Or sister. How do I know? Alright, so they do get to double up Mascot Exhibition. They live the dream. It's everything they ever wanted. Quakebringer double triggers. Puts them at 14 because we have a Calamity Bearer out. We can lair for 6. Remember, we can't really cast this Abrade. It gets countered if we cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 6 power lair. Is that good? Is that good enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures over there. We can swing with 6 this turn. And probably they have the advantage on blocks. So we swing with Quakebringer or Calamity Bearer, we lose them, and we can't afford to do that. So I think we hold. I think we just try to win off of Quakebringer, Calamity Bearer. Not going to happen if they meat hook. It's also interesting they can meat hook for 4 here and keep their Jin, which is just suck. That is very bad. Otawara on the Calamity Bearer. Well, we're only doing 4 next turn, boys. That's bad. They were on a 2-turn clock. They're now on a 3-turn clock. They also get to swing with stuff. I think I'll trade a Basalt Ravager for a 4/4. We'll go to 16. Alright, they go to 10 off of Bears. Land again on top. These Realm Walker. The Realm Walker was good in one game, and it's never going to be good again. Let's play the Bear. Hate to be the Calamity Bearer of bad news. Waka Waka. What else do we do this turn? Nothing? Yeah, we just got to hold on, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can only swing with 3, though. Yeah, it's still... there's no reason to swing. I really want to be able to swing. Like, we could swing with a creature here. We could swing with a 3/3 lair and get through there. Yeah, it still wouldn't matter. We'd lose either the Bear or the Quakebringer, and we can't lose either one of them in combat. So, to wait till this turn. Of course, they could have always activated a lair. I think they could have blocked up without taking any damage there. They activate lair here, huh? That's interesting. Why do that? Why do that? We just want all the damage. Oh, we are at 16. So we have to make some blocks here. Remember, if the Bringer is in our yard and we still have any giant out, then it's still going to do the damage. We just have to really keep the Calamity Bearer out here. Really. Alright, so safe block here. We want to block the lair with the chump. I guess it's fine if the lair dies. Now, it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got a 5. Cool. Yeah, let's go. Alright. Cool. Alright, so even though the Calamity Bearers weren't going to quite finish the job, or the Quakebringers weren't going to quite finish the job, we still have combat damage here. So our opponent's tapped out. I think our opponent actually got really impatient there. Yeah, but I just hope we get to actually do something with Kiki-Jiki. We still have to do WrestleMania predictions, too. Keep that in mind. Really wish we had double red instead of double green, but I mean, and that's why right there. But that's probably fine. Let's go ahead and play our red source. Up against red source, and their name is DPS, so I wonder if this is mono red aggro. Maybe not. They didn't do anything for the first 2 turns. That's not like mono red. So let's foretell the crush, just in case. Nothing for 3 turns in red? I feel like I'm getting duped, I'm getting hustled, you know? Let's play Fable. Let's hope we get to do cool stuff with it this game. Cinderclasm, fine. Totally fine. They're going to be able to kill this when it finally becomes a thing. Discard up to 2 cards. A Braid. And that's it. Gonna land. Probably would have rather had the Abrade than a land. That's on me, though. Let's bear. Let's give this mono red deck a bunch of 4 toughness threats to deal with. Well, you know, maybe they can. You know, Cathartic Pyre. At least we double, you know, we 2-for-1 them. That's all I ever wanted. We double Cathartic Pyre them. We got another Calamity Bearer where that one came from. Hey, it's another Abrade. Cute. Let's bear her again. And oh my god, can we actually do it? Can we copy Cinder Glass? We'll never do it, guys. We are never going to be able to do it. People are so scared of Kiki-Jiki, dude. Spineless. Spineless in the face of a Kiki-Jiki. Let's Innkeeper. Assault Ravager. We have 2-for-1 opponents on this guy on multiple cards, so hopefully that'll keep happening. First Blood with the Basalt Ravager. They're going to shock the Ravager to death, though. Watch them. Or play with fire. Voltage Surge. Okay. That's fine, too. What is that? Like, who did a deck tech on this? Or is this the same player we played against towards the top of the stream? Could be. Chop him with Innkeeper. Masked Vandal. Watch out, opponent. That's 2 damage a turn coming your way. But maybe they'll get their Invoke Calamity here soon. No? Oh, this one does play Goldspan. Okay. Aha. Finally. Mono red player smart enough to play Goldspan. 18 up. Draw a Beseiju. It's poo-poo. A poo-poo card. You ever see a guy 3-for-1 himself? I mean, like 4-for-1 if you count the fact that they get a treasure, and it's just sick. It's not something I want to do, but it is definitely something we have to do. And now, we top deck. Ooh, it's a Quakebringer. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a Quakebringer. Let's get in for one, I guess. Let's just draw another big dude next turn. Just one more big dude, Arena. That's all I want. See if our mono red opponent has yet another way to take out a 4 toughness threat. Well, playing a 4 power threat is a good way of doing that, I guess. But we're going to put him on a clock now. Fable. Okay. It's business, I guess. See if they take the trade. They do. They're going to be able to roast us for a bunch of damage here, but maybe they just kill a guy. I think it's actually more likely they kill a guy. If they're smart, they'll kill the Masked Vandal, so the Quakebringer doesn't hurt them next upkeep. Yep. Good job, opponent. Smart. Smart, smart, smart. Pass. Our turn. Well, these games against Burn tonight have been riveting, haven't they? Top deck, top deck. I need to put some Reckoner Bankbusters or something in here. It's like, I want to draw more. Igneous Inspiration? That's not right. Make a treasure we'll probably never use. And in the turn, I'm keeping this card in my hand just to kind of, you know, bluffing I think is better than having a 50th land on the table. Wow, a Dragonkin Berserker, huh? What an amazing draw. Like, what an incredible draw, dude. That is such a stupidly good draw right now. How do we beat that card? How do we beat that card? I don't know if we do, dog. I really don't. I don't know if we do. Especially not drawing all these lands. Jesus. Jesus! It's a lot of lands. Of course they have removal for our saving grace in case we draw a Calamity Bearer next turn. Like, if they were to attack here, Calamity Bearer off the top with a Reflection in play would be really, really good. Well, we get to kill it. Because we have a Spikefield Hazard, but they still get to boast, and that's gonna be the thing that ends the game, I think. Basalt Ravager. Cool. So we dome them for 1. They go to 10. We have a 2-turn clock on the table right now, but opponent's going to draw a removal spell, I'm sure. That's all they play. No, land. Quakebringer puts him at 8. We get a Basalt Ravager. Happy feet. Okay. Put him at 6. Gain a life, for what it's worth. Put him at 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They give us the good game. We Quakebringer for the win, dude. Quakebringer, you're the all-star tonight. I don't think we even really got to use Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, but Quakebringer, dude. Quakebringer is just a monster. It's a good card. Man. Alright, well, everybody. Sucks about Reflections. Like, Reflection just didn't work, but here's the sneaky thing. Here's what I'll say in favor of Reflection. Opponents had to use removal on this card. Opponents had to use removal on a 2-2. On a Scathe Zombies. You know, a 3-mana 2-2. We saw so many opponents use removal. We saw opponents use removal on the 2-2 that attacks for a treasure, which is also something that you're totally fine with. I saw multiple opponents abrade the 2-2 token. Not the Reflection, but the token. And that's great. Because as a 3-mana card that creates 4 power on 2 different bodies and also can occasionally, right, copy something ridiculous. I think this card still generated enough value tonight to be playable in our deck and to keep playing it in decks like this. We also got plenty of value off of the filtering mode on the card. We actually filtered cards like 3 or 4 times tonight to pretty good effect, depending on the game. So I would want to keep playing with this card. You know, there's going to be games where you do get 2 double Calamity Bearer, double Basalt Ravager, double Quakebringer EOT, so you still have the Quakebringer during the beginning of your turn, right? And that way you'll get like extra damage off of Bringer. We saw the Quakebringer Calamity Bearer combo matter like twice tonight, and it's actually a pretty good combo. So a couple of things that I think we learned are that even when Fable isn't doing the most broken thing it can do, it's still doing something good. It's still not bad. I think we also kind of learned that in terms of like these mid-range tribes, maybe a little bit more workable now. You know, we played a bunch of bad cards in our deck. We played Mass Vandal, we played Realm Walker. You could even say that like Crush the Weak, and to an extent like Fable and Basalt Ravager. Like these are all bad Magic cards. But we were still able to have a bunch of games. We just mid-range people out, you know, control the table, abrade that guy, Crush the Weak to cover to pick up those 2 dudes. And then just like, you know, Quakebringer, Calamity Bearer, win the game. So you can mid-range people out and kind of catch them in that pocket between turn 5, 6, and 7, where they don't have enough mana to do the really broken stuff and win the game from their engine in their mid-range deck. Or, you know, play their Hullbreaker Horror in their control deck or something. But you can still outclass the aggro decks with the small ball removal and then, like, sticking 1 or 2 big guys. You just win that way. So, you know, I don't think the deck has play or game against everything in the format right now. I do think it's a weird deck. But, you know, I was surprised by just sort of the ways in which we were able to pick up games tonight. I thought that when we started this, I thought we played so many kind of just subpar cards that we would have to get our engine online to win games. And we really didn't get our engine online like hardly at all tonight. But the reason we didn't get our engine online is because the opponent was spending their removal spells on, you know, stuff they'd really rather not spend removal spells on. Anytime they spend a real removal spell on a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, that's when they don't have for a Calamity or a Quakebringer. We saw lots of mono red decks have to 2-for-1 themselves on our 4 toughness guys, so that's something important. You know, there's a lot of cool, like, wrinkles to this deck, but I don't think there's a lot of tech, right? I do think it's interesting that unlike other mid-range decks, you know, some mid-range decks will remove that guy, play a 4-drop, play a 5-drop, and then they get swept. And they just can't really play out from under that position, right? But in this deck, if we get swept, we play another giant, then suddenly Quakebringer is dealing 2, 4 damage out of the graveyard every turn. You know, we won 2 or 3 games tonight on stream because Quakebringer was such good late game reach. So, you know, I learned that Quakebringer is a decent card. I learned that Calamity Bearer is a card everyone's scared of. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a card everyone's scared of. Realm Walker was able to provide decent card advantage in a couple of games tonight. It was kind of weak in others, right? But altogether, this deck was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It really wasn't. That said, it does run dry. It does go into top deck mode. There's not a whole lot of ways of getting extra gas. You could play Reckoner Bankbuster. You could play the 2-mana thing that I think it's like it targets a giant and it buffs the giant's PT and gives it trample. And then if it does combat damage that turn, you basically get to like red draw cards. Yeah. Fire Giant's Fury. This is it. Target giant you control gets +2/+2, gains trample, sucks this card's a sorcery. Whenever it deals excess combat damage to a player, exile that many cards from the top of your library. It's not even excess combat damage. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player that turn, draw cards the red way. So this could work, but I actually think it's going to get stuck in your hand a lot. Very likely. The sorcery speed's also pretty bad. Very wary of this card. I think that I'd rather play Reckoner Bankbuster to increase the number of 2-drops that are in the deck. I think we need that. I think you could also come out on a Braid. You could probably drop 1 Abrade and maybe even like a Crush the Weak from the main deck, right? Or a Basalt Ravager from the main deck. That card wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. And that's how you get Bankbuster in, so you could draw some cards. We've also got plenty of things that can crew a Bankbuster. I think that's interesting, or important at least. But I don't know. You're going to be mad that like Realm Walker can't crew a Bankbuster sometimes. But either way, I think we do need to be able to draw some cards in this mid-range deck. We run out of gas eventually. Even with Realm Walker, even with Quakebringer, right? You know. We will run out of gas and we will run out of reach. But Quakebringer's really, really good reach. I think this card's great in the late game. But altogether, kind of a fine deck. We just like didn't win any games the way I wanted to win games. We just kind of won games the normal way that you win Magic games, which I can't really complain about either.